Welcome to All Access on Appalachian Prep Sports Network. I'm Eugene Newsom. Alongside me, Ronnie Paul Newsom. Our executive producer tonight, Thomas Rainey. And, we're 24 hours away from kickoff of Week 6 in football. That's unbelievable. But tonight we're going to be talking sports leading up to tomorrow night's games. And but Ronnie, it's my favorite time of year.
Absolutely.
You've got
Great.
baseball. The playoffs are going, and the games are so competitive. You've got basketball going to start up in the NBA in a couple of weeks. You've got football, and you're starting to get to the point in NCAA where the big matchups are happening, like Georgia and Alabama. I can't wait. And
Georgia and UK.
Georgia and UK. That's going to be Saturday. But what I'm getting at is it's time for the big dogs to play, so to speak. And tomorrow night we've got a game of the week. It's going to be Pike County Central at Shelby Valley, and that promises to be a really good ball game. And the winner will be a leg up on possibly getting a home playoff game.
Absolutely. Big game tomorrow night. I think there's a really, really good fight for that number 2 position in the district. I'm going to concede the number 1 seed to Belford, but East Ridge, Betsy Lane, and Shelby Valley and Pike Central, I think it's a toss-up among those 4 teams. I don't know that after 5 weeks of football that I could say one of these teams is a favorite over the others. East Ridge got a big district win last weekend at home over Betsy Lane. We'll talk about that later, but you're right. It's a great time of the year. College football, you got the World Series to be here in a couple of weeks. Just a tremendous thing with sports. College football that I love, NFL football, so a lot of things going on this time of the year. We just got through with the Ryder Cup, so the fall is a great time for sports, no question about it.
I follow the Ryder Cup. You mentioned that. Boy, it got kind of nasty, didn't it?
I tell the crybabies to go back home, take the trophy, and go. I got so sick and tired of hearing Rory McIlroy. Oh, they poured a drink on his wife. I just wonder how many stitches it took, and I never did check to see if she was out of the hospital yet. But crybabies. Hey, you won. You were the best team. You won 15-13 after having a commanding lead. You beat the U.S. Hey. Congratulations. Take your trophy and head back across the pond. Quit crying all the time.
In the European League.
I've heard so much about, wait and see that we go over there to, in 2027 and see if you see anybody yelling for the United States, but the United States family. But they talk about, but McElroy and Justin Rose and all of them just, crybabies. You won. Congratulations. Move on.
And what promised to be just one of the most exciting NFL seasons for us local guys that really pull for the Bengals and everything. Injuries just really playing havoc in the NFL, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of people. You talk about the Bosa injury with 49ers. He's out for the year. That's a part of football. It sounds cliche, but it is. But I'm like you. I'm so excited this year after we been a big Bengals fan. We re-signed Hendrickson. We got Higgins and Jamar Chase in the fold, and then Burrow comes up with the injury. But that's nothing unusual. For the second time in 6 seasons, he's going to miss a significant time. But I'm telling you, Monday night's game with the Broncos, 28-3. I don't care. That was one of the most boring, lifeless performances. I don't know what the ratings would be for that game.
How long has Zach Taylor got left?
No, I think he's on the hot spot this year. I don't think he'll make it. If the only way that he'll make it, Paul Brown is not like other owners. If he can get Zach Taylor for $100,000 a year, he'll probably keep him. You know what I'm saying? Zach Taylor's probably the lowest paid coach in the NFL. I don't know, but I still think there would be a change if the Bengals don't make the playoffs. And I just wonder if Joe Burrow comes back at all. I don't know. I think it may dictate. He's not going to be back. Yeah, after 12 weeks, Eugene, they're 4-8. I don't blame him. Why come back and try to But being the competitor he is, he probably would. But I'm telling you, the way that they have beat that poor man up in 5 or 6 years takes me back to 1999 with the Browns and Tim Couch.
Been hit more than any quarterback in the NFL in the last 6 seasons.
Sacked over 200 times in his career. But my son had a good line. He said, "Myles Garrett's in the Hall of Fame just for sacking Joe Burrow." I think Garrett has sacked him like 30 or something times by himself, So, but that was a beautiful performance. I just laid an egg, and we'll talk about that later when we make predictions. They got the Lions coming up. It won't get any better.
Well, we kind of got off on that with the big Ryder Cup and then the playoffs going on, and we'll talk about how close the Major League playoffs are, the wild cards. But, of course, it is Thursday night football on Appalachian Prep Sports Network. We will have Pike County Central visiting Shelby Valley. Why is it a Thursday night football? Well, because the first Friday of October every year, the East Kentucky Education Association has their meetings. Mm-hmm. And these schools like to attend the meetings. There is no school on those days, and it's a good way to get you a 3-day weekend in the middle of the season. And I don't blame them a bit for playing on Thursday night.
Oh, I don't either. I love Thursday night football. It's great, and I think we may have the best game in the area as far as competitiveness and everything. A lot at stake. It's a district game, second district game of the year for Pike County Central. The first district game for Shelby Valley. Valley's coming off a bye week. You'd figure that would be beneficial to them. Maybe get some people healthy and maybe put some new wrinkles in.
And what promised to be an exciting year for Shelby Valley Wildcats in football. That old injury, I mean, it can ruin the hopes and dreams of a lot of people. And, hats off to Tyler Johnson. I think he has really made a move to put his players in a offense and in a situation where they can be more successful than, like Brady Johnson being able to step back and just zip the ball all over. I think he's done an excellent job in the last 2 or 3 weeks, really having to rebrand his ball club.
The first half 2 weeks ago against Martin County, very competitive, down 12-7 with just a few seconds left in the first half. But Martin County went on to win 40-20. Martin County, good football club. But I will agree with you. I mean, Shelby Valley lost some players due to injury, but they still have some talent on the field. I mean, you look at Taylor and you look at Jonah Barley, who's just an outstanding athlete, great receiver, can hurt you on the jet sweeps, running the football. Bryce Bentley, an outstanding receiver, and Elijah Blackburn has set in. I think one thing that may help Shelby Valley in the latter part of this season, if they can open it up a little more, work on it a little bit. Through 5 weeks, they don't have a touchdown pass, and that's hard to overcome. I mean, Halls run the ball well. They get Tanner, Maynard back at the running back position. That's going to help. So Maynard and Hall and Jonah Bartley, Bryce Bentley, and Lincoln Taylor, some good athletes on the field for Shelby Valley.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that offensive line. I think the growth of Shelby Valley's offensive line is going to dictate how well they do in district play. Mm-hmm. And, of course, it all begins on the line of scrimmage. But also another Thursday night game, East Ridge is at Belfry. East Ridge was decimated by injuries. Their star quarterback goes out second game of the season after winning their first game. And it's hard to beat Belfry no matter who you are.
Exactly. Well, I think Belfry, though, I don't think there was any question. Belfry coming off a big win over Pike Central, a game in which they led 42-0 at halftime. Congratulations to Coach Burdine and East Ridge. That was a impressive performance last week against Betsy Lane. That was a great football game to cover. Great game going right down to the last few seconds, and Eastridge able to hang on. Talon Jordan had a great game last week. He was tremendous, and all of them, Aiden Mullins and Cole Ratliff and company, Ian Ramey on defense, but an uphill battle going against Matt Vaughn in his first year. Belfry only one loss. That was to Johnson Central. Belfry's really been playing well.
A couple running backs out that game.
Yeah, and I like Belfry big in that game. Belfry, of course, winning last week over Pike County Central.
I did not get to go to the East Ridge game last week, but I did watch you guys on the tube. I really like the way that he was trading his offensive line and getting power formations and being able to run the football and doing some misdirection with it that really kept Betsy Lane off balance.
I said the same thing. I think on the air it kept them guessing. Betsy Lane was having a tough time. They really didn't know where it was coming from. And I think the direct snaps to the ball carrier really helps. And then I'm like you, the direct snaps and then the counter plays really hurt Betsy Lane in that game.
Well, you got Jordan out there. You get the ball in his hands. You give him a lane, and he's going to really get some yardage, but he's quite capable of getting yardage on his own.
Oh, no question. I mean, he's tremendous. And I tell you what, I'd say you noticed that too, how patient he was running the football. He gave his blockers
Absolutely.
time to get out in front to get there. Sometimes a running back will run by, it's just natural to, go as fast as you can or whatever. But he was so patient running the ball, picking his spots and giving his blockers a chance to get downfield and get some blocks, and led to some big, big plays for him. He had an outstanding football game.
Well, there's some monster games on Friday night. Let's begin with the big one, Johnson Central at Corbin.
Ooh. Going to Corbin, like going to Johnson Central, it's a tough place to win. Johnson Central undefeated, one of the top 4A teams. They had done an outstanding job. Austin Sloan at quarterback. He's kind of the cog that makes that machine go. And Johnson Central, why do they always, they really don't have that outstanding. They always have what I call a stable of running backs. I mean, and really good stable of running backs. Not, they can put up some gaudy statistics.
They line up and say, here it is.
Yeah, that's it. But coming off a 21-14 win over a very, very talented Boyd County team, but, they defeated a Pulaski County team, undefeated Pulaski County team the week before that. So Johnson Central goes to Corbin. But as we say every week on this show, we pick with our head, not with our heart. I'm going to go with the Red Hounds in a very, very, very close game.
Pikeville's kind of beat up right now, but they're going to go play Southwestern. That's going to be a tough one.
When you look on the schedule, you think Southwestern, but I think Southwestern's still winless on the year. Belfry handled them with ease. I think Pikeville handles them with ease. It's on the road, makes it a little more difficult, but I think Pikeville wins that game. This is not your daddy's Southwestern. What I'm saying is they're down this year, and I think Pikeville will get the easy win on the road.
Hazard's lost a couple in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Raceland this week.
Well, they lost to two pretty good teams, Knox Central, and they lost to a very, very good Campbellsville team. Who I like Campbellsville's chances of making it to the semifinals in Class A. I really do. Hazard, it doesn't get any easier for them. They, play a very good racing club. I think Hazard loses 3 in a row. I think Raceland, the Rams, will get them this week.
Well, yeah, I think this is an easy one for you. Martin County's going to host Leslie County.
Leslie County won last week, but I think it'll be tough for them. I think Devin Maynard and company absolutely will get the job done. They're having an outstanding season now. Lost their first game 35-7 to Lawrence County, and since then it's been nothing but W's. So I think that trend will continue this week. Martin County, I think, will get the easy win over Leslie.
Well, Letcher County's going to have to go to Estill County for the Engineers. That's a tough place to play.
Mm-hmm. Sure
Beautiful
is.
place to play, but it's also a tough
Nice
place
facility.
to play.
Yep, the Engineers. I just wonder if they're the only team in the state with the name Engineers. I would say they probably are. But anyway, Estill County, and Letcher Central. Letcher Central losing last week, but I tell you, I'm going to have to go with the homestanding Engineers. If I have trouble trying to pick them, I go with the home team. So I'm going to go with the Engineers to get the win.
Powell County at McGoffin County.
Oh, the McGoffin County, the Hornets get to win. I like the Hornets in that game.
And then Perry County Central at South Laurel.
South Laurel having an outstanding season, maybe their best football season ever. South Laurel really getting it done. I like South Laurel big in that game over Perry Central.
I think this is a good time to take a break after we have kind of went down the high school schedules for tomorrow night and Friday. And, I want to make a reference that you and I grew up listening to, and I kind of like to talk, maybe mention something to it. I really enjoyed listening to Leonard Post Toasties and Leonard's Losers.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm gonna call you Leonard, and I'll be Percy. And right now, Percy, get me out of here, Leonard. I'm gonna go for a commercial, and we'll be back and talk about some old times. That was a lot of fun when listening to Leonard's Losers. But anyway, we'll check out how Ronnie did last week as well, and how he will fare this week in his prognostication of high school football. And with that, from Shelby Valley Diner, you can see it is hard to do a game here where they keep bringing the food to us. So we'll take this break, enjoy a quick snack, and we'll be back with some college football as we return on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network. This is All Access.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable. In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
Welcome back to All Access. I kind of stepped out a little quickly. We have one more high school game we needed to cover, and a big one at that. Ronnie, it's Prestonsburg and Knott County. Let's not forget Prestonsburg and Knott County. Knott County lost their first game of the year last Friday night. Prestonsburg, I tell you, I think they get better each week.
Still undefeated. I think they are. I think they are a very, very good ball club. Undefeated, of course. I have to go with Prestonsburg at Knott County, and they get to win on the road.
Okay, so that's pretty well high school. And, of course, tomorrow night we will have a scores of those games. There's other games that are going to be played across the state. We'll put those scores up as they become available. But most people are playing the traditional Friday night games for high school this week, even though there is the East Kentucky Education Association meeting. All right, tough one for you. SEC, noon on ABC, UK at Georgia.
I didn't know that was a day game. Is it really? Okay. 12 o'clock. That just means they get annihilated earlier. They don't have to.
They get home before dark.
They don't have to wait to get. Right now Kentucky 2-2. Just, I mean, what can you say? I hate to, like everybody else online. I get online after the UK game, and it's just bash this, bash that, bash this. But I've got a comment I'm going to say. Somebody, and I wished it would have been me. I think they put the Kentucky football program in perspective with one statement, and I'll save that for in a few minutes. Kentucky 2-2. Let's have a little fun here. Their rest of their season, they brutal. Next 3 weeks, Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee. Wow, I wonder if they'll be favored in any of those games. But anyway, they play Georgia, and that'll be, Georgia. The only good thing, Georgia coming off a game against Alabama, probably won't be up for it. It'll be a methodical win, you know what I mean? Georgia probably start out slow, and then Kentucky has an open date, and then they play Texas at home, and Arch Manning and company. That'll be a loss. Tennessee at home. That'll be an annihilation. They play Auburn out on the plains in Auburn. That'll be a loss. Then they play Florida at home. Florida may have a new coach, but then it doesn't make any difference. They'll still get Kentucky. But all you folks, keep this date in mind. Keep this date in mind. November the 15th, they play Tennessee Tech from Cookeville. Tennessee Tech, dogs, and we'll get you that victory out 28-17 or whatever. They close the Vandy Louisville, 2 more losses. They end the season 3-9. Now, my question is this. You hear, it's fun to get on. It's fun to play with. You talk about names for Kentucky football. And I'd love for people to text or call us and tell us who they would like to be on the sidelines next year for Kentucky. The names I hear, Brent Key, head coach. You say, who's Brent Key? Head coach at Georgia Tech. They're having an outstanding season. Dan Mullen, former coach at Florida and at Mississippi State, now at Las Vegas. John Summerall, former player at Kentucky, assistant coach at Kentucky, went to Troy State, had 3 outstanding seasons, got the job at Tulane, did a great job last year at Tulane. They got into double digits with wins. I would say he would be an odds-on favorite if Kentucky makes a change. Now, my dream coach, and I don't think that'll happen, would be John Gruden. If the money people could get back, I think John Gruden is wanting to get back into coaching, and I don't think it'll be on the pro level. I think he'll get back in on the college level. But hey, if North Carolina can get Bill Belichick, why can't we get John Gruden? Now, as far as Kentucky, this is not the statement, but they said Stoops is going to leave Kentucky football just the way he found it, and I thought that was true. Now, my statement is this, and folks, if you want to know how far down we are the ladder, which we're the worst team in the SEC. I don't think there's any question about that. I don't think there's anybody close to being the 15th team. I mean, we're 16th, and we've got it all to ourselves. But here's the statement that I heard, and I thought, that is fantastic. I wished I had thought about that. They said Kentucky is the new Vanderbilt of the SEC.
Well,
and I thought, man, that's great. Vanderbilt always had that. They've lost 27 straight SEC games. They've lost 20 straight home SEC games. They've not won a game on the road in the SEC since 2010. Of course, they've turned it around. I think Kentucky's getting ready to get into those numbers. I really do. No SEC wins this year, and there's no doubt in my mind. South Carolina, they had a chance, and I thought that's the only chance for an SEC win. But like I say, Kentucky that's a sad state of affairs, has become the Vandy of the SEC.
But can you put all of the blame on Stoops? Let's think of where we were at when he first came and where he got us into some bowl games and winning seasons.
Had his moments.
He did. He had his moments at the University of Kentucky. Now, is it coaching or is it the NIL?
I think it's a combination. I'm not impressed with his coaching
staff. But you can't
staff.
have 6 offensive coordinators in 6 years.
No, I agree with you, and he has, and that's just Liam Cohen was great, but lost him to the pros. Now the head man at Jacksonville, but Kentucky football is in dire straits right now. I mean, and I don't put it all at the foot of Mark Stoops. He had his moments, but I think it's ran its course. Things 13 years, and I think that it'll be tough for Stoops to turn it around.
Who
Mark
in the
Stoops.
SEC? I know that you got Alabama, always going to be good, Georgia, but who can touch Texas when it comes to money?
No, they got over $40 million in NIL money. You can do some things with that.
Something's got to be done with that.
40 million in NIL money for football.
Yeah, it's like baseball. I mean, whoever's got the most money is going to win in baseball.
I'll give you an example. A lot of people listening may not know this. You look at Mike Gundy, the coach at Oklahoma State. His record, I think, was like 188 and 101. He won like 6 Big 12 championships, went to 16 straight bowls. He didn't all of a sudden forget football. But you know what he said? I don't have the money to compete. And, of course, the administration didn't like that. They said, okay, you won't be around to compete. They let him go, but I wouldn't mind seeing Gundy at Kentucky. He's a great football coach. But you know what he said? Can't compete with the Oregons and stuff. We don't have the money.
Well, moving on down in college, Texas is at Florida. And Florida, they were, go back to the days of Tim Tebow and so forth. They were the team. I mean, back-to-back national championships. Boy, you can fall on hard times in college football in a hurry, can't you?
Billy Napier under 500 in his third year at Florida. Unless he turns it around quick. Nice guy, too. I like Billy Napier, but he'll be looking for new employment. But I'm sure he'll have a good buyout. That could happen at any time. That could be just like a UCLA, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State. It could happen. It may not last to the end of the year. A lot of the people in Florida, big boosters, are wanting to make a move right now. You know what I'm saying? But Florida, you're under 500 in your third year, and they'll get beat this week as Texas comes to Florida. But I tell you, I want to make one more comment about UK. I don't know whether you and Thomas agree with me or not. I'll tell you what sealed Kentucky's fate, getting Oklahoma and Texas in and having to go to that 9 conference games. That just kind of sealed the fate.
Yeah,
now, let me say
that. Play 3 MAC teams.
Yeah, you can only play 3 MACs. But I will say this, you get the right guy in there, they're winning at other places that didn't win before, and you can at Kentucky.
Well, do we find out Vandy's true colors at Alabama?
I think it'd be a good ball game. I think Alabama will win, but I think it'll be a close. I tell you what, they got one of the most exciting football players in the country to watch. Diego Pava, not big as a minute.
I love to watch him play.
Oh, he's exciting. Makes you think of Johnny Manziel. That's exactly who he makes me think of. Diego Pavia, he can run the football, he can throw it, he's a leader, he's a winner. Vandy undefeated, ranked in the top 20. Alabama, I think, will be, even though they're playing at home, coming off that big win over Georgia. I wonder what the mental state will be.
I kind of like to compare Pava to Doug Flutie more than I do Johnny Manziel.
Could be. But I'll say this. I think that'll be a good football game to watch. I like Alabama in that game, but I think it'll be a close game.
Well, OU is probably scheduled Kent for homecoming.
Yeah.
So that's we'll just pass that one on by. But Mississippi State, Texas A&M.
A&M playing at home. Mississippi State's having a good year this year, but Mike Elko, he'll get the job done, the former Duke coach, and A&M with all the money in the world along with Texas. A&M's got a pot full too, and it shows, and they'll get the win.
Well, it's time for our second break here on All Access. We'll step away for these words from our sponsors. And when we come back, we'll have more. This is All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner. Rainey Real Estate Development, your housing source for Pikeville, Kentucky. Just hitting the market is this gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment located only 5 minutes from campus. If you're interested in a home, call Jake Rainey at Rainey Real Estate Development, 606-477-8255. 8662. That's Rainey Real Estate Development.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, with love.
At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable.
Welcome back to session 5 of All Access. And before we move into our next segment, we want to remind everybody our game of the week tomorrow night will be Pike County Central traveling up US 23 to take on the Shelby Valley Wildcats. Kickoff set for 7:30. We'll be on the air at 7:10 with the pregame show. And we want to remind everyone how you can watch. Of course, you can always watch on Facebook on any device that you have. But if you want to sit back on the recliner, if you've got a smart TV, you got YouTube, go to YouTube, go to search Appalachian Prep Sports Network, and then it'll come up and you'll see a helmet with Shelby Valley and you'll see a helmet with Pike County Central. You click on that and you will have the game on your big screen TV, and we'll be glad to, we'll help you out tomorrow before the game. We'll go over this again. But it's Appalachian Prep Sports Network. You can also watch replays of previous games. If you want to go back and see last week's East Ridge big win over Betsy Lane, you can do that. We've got volleyball games. We've got some of the best volleyball players in the Commonwealth right here in Eastern Kentucky. And I encourage you to watch the volleyball games. We're bringing several of those live to you. And, man, I just tell you what, we've got some volleyball teams that I'd be afraid to try to block some of those spikes that come across the net. So we have All Access on our talk show, but we also have All Access bringing you high school sports, and we are working on bringing some of the other minor sports. Well, they're not minor to the kids that are participating, but they are as far as maybe you're not going to have 2,000 people like you have at a football or basketball game, but these kids work just as hard at archery. They work just as hard at volleyball and soccer and baseball and softball, and we plan on bringing you all those matches all year long, and we want to hear from you. This is interactive. You can get on your comments and you can talk to us. Matter of fact, if you want, you can get on Ronnie's phone right now. It's 606-205-3721. I would tell you mine, but I've got the players of the week and the upcoming next players coming up that we're going to be talking about in just a few moments. But, Ronnie, so far the response to volleyball, to soccer, and to the football that we've been doing, in just a little over a month, we're approaching 2,000 followers. And if you're watching this show tonight, we'd like for you to hit the like and share, and let's get these numbers up so that we can bring you more sponsors and bring you more games, add more crew, and have multiple games going. And so, Ronnie, I'm just Glad that Thomas has asked us to be along to build something new and exciting.
Fastest growing network in the mountains, and we're proud to be a part of Appalachian Prep Sports Network. I love that abbreviation, APSN. What does that sound like? But anyway, I love the APSN. But once again, we'll be remiss if we didn't talk about our host here tonight, the Shelby Valley Diner, located right off US 23 at Robinson Creek. Tremendous people, tremendous food,
Busy.
great facilities. They've got it all here. I talked to people and I said, hey, you don't know what you if you've not eaten there, but not many people I come in contact with anymore have not eaten here. You know what I mean? Most of them have. So hats off to Tarlis Thompson and his crew here. We thank you so much for the hospitality.
And Shelby Valley Diner, Tarlis Thompson, is a year-long sponsor of APSN. So hats off to him. Ronnie, you got some NFL action?
I got some NFL news. Of course, you're the same way I am. When Cincinnati's in contention, it's 12th week of the season and they're 8-4, 9-3. You love watching, tune in, see what their competitors do, their rivals do. Burrow goes out, and I think the Bengals are in the midst of a long losing streak. It takes a lot out of it for me as a fan. But anyway, I love NFL, not as good as I do college football, but looking at some games coming up this weekend. This NFL, it's tough to pick. I mean, you got injuries, you got teams traveling cross country, and that makes it. There's some X factors involved.
What about the Chiefs and the Ravens? Who would have thought that one of those teams would be 1-4?
Well, they're 1-3 right now. The Ravens are, but that was my Super Bowl pick. Of course, I can't change midstream. I think they'll be there when it counts. They'll be in the playoffs. May not be the number 1 seed, but I think they'll be there. But they are in trouble at 1-3. The Chiefs looked good. They got their big speedster back, Worthy, the receiver, and he looked good. Made a big difference in their offense. First game we're looking at will be the Minnesota Vikings at the Cleveland Browns. That's there are a lot of games tough to pick. Dylan Gabriel getting his first start for the Browns, replacing Joe Flacco. They benched him today. The Browns got a great defense.
They got a championship defense.
Yes, absolutely. I'm wondering about that. Vikings, of course, with a backup quarterback and Carson Wentz. But I'm going to go with the Vikings on the road in a close game. And then the next game, I think the Raiders have been a disappointment. They take on the Colts.
I was going to interrupt you there 1 minute. It was gruesome last night, Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
And I tell you, maybe a career-ending injury.
Well, they got a good report on him. They said the surgery went well, and he would play in 26. They give me some medical facts, and I'm not going to get into them. Bones wasn't broken, this wasn't that. Everything that could be was perfect during the surgery.
You were going to get hurt that bad?
Yep. They said that his agent said it was nowhere near as bad as they thought,
Boy,
and he would
looked
be
bad.
But anyway, you got the Raiders at the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts playing at home. Raiders been a disappointment thus far. They've lost a couple of tough games under Coach Pete Carroll. Then you got the Broncos at the Eagles. Every week, I want to go out on a limb and pick an upset I'm not talking about a minor, but a major. Last week, I picked Dallas over Green Bay. I was half right, a tie, 40-40. But I picked Dallas to win that game. I'm going to say Eagles are undefeated, playing at home. I don't care for Denver Broncos, but I think the Broncos will go on the road and upset the Philadelphia Eagles.
Going to put some on FanDuel on that?
No, not that strong. Texans at the Ravens. The Ravens get straightened out. They go to 2-3 on the year. Texans got their first win last week. Dolphins at the Panthers. You talk about a who cares bowl. Dolphins and the Panthers. Panthers are pitiful. Dolphins are pitiful. Dolphins do get a win the other day against the Jets. I'm going to go with the Dolphins on the road to get Carolina.
Okay.
Cowboys at the Jets. I'm going to go with another road team. I'm picking too many road teams. It's going to hurt my record. I'll go with the Cowboys. They'll outscore the Jets in this game. Giants at the Saints. Another road team. Saints are pitiful, under first-year coach Kellen Moore. The Giants get the win. They got their first win last week. Started Jackson Dart at quarterback.
Are they starting to wear the paper bag at the Saints again?
Oh,
like they did years ago.
Probably. That was probably the first game of the year. But the Giants, New York Giants over the Saints. Titans at the Cardinals. Bill Callahan, head coach of the Titans, I think he's on a day-by-day basis. They've not won a game. They'll not win this week. They play at Arizona. Arizona gets the win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Seattle. Seattle, one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. Seattle gets the win.
the loudest place.
Yep.
Next to Arrowhead.
I'll tell you a good game right now. Patriots at the Bills. Patriots did the best job in the offseason of hiring a coach, and that's Mike Rabel. Tremendous coach. They had a big win last week. Patriots much improved. They'll play the Bills tough at Buffalo, but Buffalo gets the win. Picking another visiting team here, the Chiefs travel to the Jaguars. Liam Cohen, former offensive coordinator from Kentucky twice, now the head guy at the Jaguars, and he's got them 3-1. But I like the Chiefs 2-2 to come in and get the win. I don't know if I've ever picked this many road teams. Lions at the Bengals. Boy, the Lions. Jared Goff, Jamison Williams.
You turned 4 tickets down for that game.
David Montgomery, Jamar Gibbs, Amon Brown. They have got some offensive talent. Lions get the win over the Bengals. Bengals, no way they can outscore them. Then you got the Washington Commanders. They may get to a quarterback back this week, but it won't help them. They go to Los Angeles, play the Chargers. Chargers get the win in that one. 49ers at the Rams. That's the Thursday night game. 49ers a narrow victory last week. The Rams won last week. I'm going to go with the Rams over at 49ers. The Rams playing at home, and that's the NFL picks for this week.
Okay, and now we have a couple more segments left in our show. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we got something special for you. We're going to run down the baseball playoffs and what the situations are right now. A lot of games tomorrow are going to decide who's going to move on and play in the conference championships. But we have high school. We're starting a segment on high school players of the week, the players that are upcoming next, and we're going to have those. We'll have their pictures. We'll have their stats. And so during this commercial break, contact your friends that have high school players that may be. We've had them on our website daily, but we're going to feature them here tonight on All Access. So get a hold of those people and tell them to tune in and watch for the high school players of the week. And we'll be back to talk baseball, and then we'll wrap it up with the high school players of the week on All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall & Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall & Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner. At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable. Rainey Real Estate Development, your housing source for Pikeville, Kentucky. Just hitting the market is this gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment located only 5 minutes from campus. If you're interested in a home, call Jake Rainey at Rainey Real Estate Development, 606-477-8662. That's Rainey Real Estate Development. In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
caught my mid sandwich here. Shelby Valley Diner. I'm telling you, I've eaten here 2 or 3 times a week. It's great. And right now, let's talk a little bit about baseball. The Cincinnati Reds. What is it? 5 winning seasons in the last 25 years, something like that.
Yes.
They kind of backed into the playoffs. They didn't win their way in. The Mets did them a favor by crashing at the end of the season. But last night, the Dodgers crashed the Reds, didn't they?
10-5, big offensive output by the Dodgers. Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez, each of them with 2 home runs. Tommy Edman had a home run. Hunter Green just was off last night, and when you leave those fastballs up in the strike zone against great major league hitters, that's what you're going to get. But to me, it's all gravy. I love the Reds. Been a Reds fan since I was 5 years old. Greatest memories in my life, or some of the greatest memories, was going when I was a young man with my brothers and dad to watch the Reds. It's just such a thrilling experience, especially the big red machine, But anyway, Reds and the Dodgers. Dodgers, when you got a $396 million payroll, you ought to win some games. Of course, they won the World Series last year. I like the Dodgers to get back to the World. I don't like the Dodgers, but I like them to get back to the World Series. Got the Cubs and Padres. Don't know what happened today. The Cubs won the first game in that series.
Well, the Padres, they play again tomorrow.
Okay. Then you got the Yankees and the Red Sox. Red Sox won last night. I still think the Yankees will get them. I think the Yankees are the better team, although I'm an American League Red Sox fan, but I think the Yankees will get them. Then you got the Guardians and the Tigers, the Cleveland Guardians. Every time I think of Cleveland Guardians, I think of soccer or whatever. I've rooted against Cleveland. You know why? Because they changed their name. Cleveland instead of
change it back to the Indians.
who knows? I don't.
Hope we do. Redskins back to Washington.
Yeah, and the Detroit Tigers. But I like the Tigers to probably win this series. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, and the Tigers, and go from there. The Philadelphias and the Seattles and them are waiting on these teams, to win these series.
There's something on every night. It's baseball or football every night, and I really, really like it.
But I was just so thrilled that the Reds made the playoffs. I mean, the Reds, $167 million payroll. The New York Mets, $367 million. Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto. How do they not make the playoffs? How do they, with that much talent? But they didn't. Hats off to my Cincinnati Reds. One other note, and then we're going to take a final break and come back with our players of the week and what have you to wrap the show up. One, hats off to Noah Baldridge. Shelby Valley golfer, finished tied for second in the semi-state, qualified, and we'll move on to the state finals in golf. So congratulations to Noah Baldridge. He shot even, a 3-way tie for second place.
Let's not forget your grandson. 2 shots kept him from qualifying for the state finals.
Yep.
A sophomore, Mark Bowling. He's won a regional title as a freshman.
Yes.
Noah Baldridge and Mark Bowling and
Sophomores.
What's the other sophomores that?
You got Waylon Klutz from Hazard. He advanced as an individual to the state, and also Grant Bingham from Johnson Central. Tremendous golfers, those 4 men. And what makes it tough, they'll all be back next year. Bingham is a junior from Johnson Central. Klutz from Hazard is a sophomore. Mark Bowling is a sophomore. Noah Baldridge is a sophomore.
Put the pressure on Thomas Rainey right now. We got to do some golf next year. He says that's it. We're going to do so. Well, we're going to take one more break, and we're going to come back with the high school players of the week and some of the high school players that have reached tremendous milestones in their career before the district tournament starts. The district tournament in volleyball will be at East Ridge. We'll have that for you, and we are making plans to try to bring you the regional tournament that will be played at Paintsville. And, of course, the soccer matches. One of the biggest things about soccer is having a place to be able to get camera views. We're not able to get camera views. It's hard to do a soccer game from field level because you just cannot get everybody in and you cannot get the plays in. But we'll work on that. We'll work on being able to do that. Maybe get a scissors lift and get up high and do it like they do in golf or whatever.
Well, let me interrupt you there a second. When is the district volleyball? When will that take place? Do you know?
Yeah, I think there's about 6 regular season games left, and right now it's the Paintsville's going to host the region. East Ridge will host the 59th district. Floyd Central has the 58. We'll bring you as many of those games as we possibly can. Again, we're going to feature the high school players of the week and the milestones that's coming up after this short break on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Welcome back, everyone. Ronnie Newsom along with Eugene Newsom tonight. Our executive producer, Thomas Rainey. Glad to have you join us on the fastest growing network in the mountains, Appalachian Prep Sports Network. We cover tonight, we've covered college football, pro football, high school football. We've talked about the UK and what have you, Ryder Cup, golf. We've touched base about everything, and right now, Eugene, we're going to talk about some people, and we love our mountain athletes, and we love when they do something great. We love giving them credit and acknowledging them.
Yeah, well, one of the guys that we're going to start with in football, and this is going to be brought to you by the Rainey Real Estate Company, is our football player of the week. And without a doubt, in my book, it is Devin Maynard. He rushed the ball for 13 times for 200 yards, 3 TDs in the ball game. He was 9 of 15 passing for 126 yards and 1 TD, responsible for 4 TDs and a big win against Shelby Valley. And then, of course, he had a big
Knott County.
Not County, but he had an even better night against Shelby Valley, where he was responsible for 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So our Rainey Real Estate Football Player of the Week is going to be Devin Maynard. And then we're going to look at the Defensive Player of the Week. And this is something else I like, the Defensive Player of the Week. And look at this picture. I tell you, this is going to be the Defensive Player of the Week. And Connor Grizzle. And if you look at that picture, man, that says it all about football, doesn't it? It's a contact sport. Thomas, you have anything for us?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you that picture's compliments. I want to make sure I get it right. We got some great photographers, Eugene, that allow us, and Ronnie, that allow us to use their photos. And my, oh my, Greg Stanley got a great picture right there.
Didn't he, though?
I mean, that just solidifies the night that young man had.
And then let's move on to soccer. And this is Prestonsburg has one of the best soccer teams in the mountains. And we're going to go with Jade Fitzpatrick. During the week, they were 3-0. She scored 12 goals and dished out 5 assists. Now that's some playing time, I'll tell you. If you've ever played soccer, 12 goals is a career for a lot of people.
Well, wait till you see the boys, Eugene. Check this one out next. But congratulations to Jade.
And there you see a picture of her, and just so proud of them. And then in boys, Tucker Hale, 17 goals, 1 assist for Paintsville. And, you look at that picture, that just looks like a soccer player, doesn't it? He's ready to go, and 17 goals in a week. That's pretty good.
Another great photo out. Abby Hastings Photography, Paintsville. Thank you so much for allowing us to use your photos.
Yes. And then we want to go with some milestones.
No, we got volleyball. Don't miss volleyball.
Player of the week, volleyball, Miley Riddle. A record of 8 wins and 1 loss, averaging 7.375 kills per set. And she is our player of the week. She leads the state in that category. And she's just a junior. And boy, I tell you what, we have seen her play, and some of the swings that she has at the ball, it's like a rocket coming at you, I tell you. So Miley Riddle is our player of the week in volleyball. And they're in action tonight, I think, aren't they? Or tomorrow night? Tomorrow night. That game may be moved, we'll see, because of the home game with football. And then we do have the career milestones coming up. And let's look at this. Aaron Elkins, 500 digs. To get a dig, you've got to dive on your face, and you've got to get the ball with your forearms. I'd like to see Ronnie Paul get 500 digs.
I can dig it.
And then we have Taylor Johnson, also a Wildcat, 500 assists. And that is such an important part. A volleyball team is only as good as the setter can get the ball up to the big people who can make the big swings at the ball.
The more I learn about volleyball, Eugene, I completely agree. All those outside hitters, they get all the credit, but it's the setter that runs that offense and gets everybody where they need to go, and we see it each and every game. A bad set can lead to points the other way in a hurry.
One of these days I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch a volleyball game just to see how many times they jump. They have to be in tremendous shape. And then we have Riley Perry, 500 digs. And she's just a super volleyball player.
From her.
And then we have Miley Riddle with 1,000 assists. That's 1,000 assists, and just a junior. And then we have another milestone from Paintsville, Kylie Kenner. Kylie Kenner, Miley Riddle, 2 of the best you'd ever want to see go against each other.
It's a blast. Anytime those two teams square off, let me tell you, it's unbelievable. 2,000 career kills for Kenner.
For Kenner.
You talk about that. That's an amazing feat. And again,
she's left-handed and plays the left side of the net.
No, she's right-handed.
But she gets a lot of them from the left side of the net.
Are you ready? Just a junior as well.
Wow. That is amazing. And then from Pikeville, we have Lindy Gerhardt, 2,500 career assists in her time at Pikeville High School. That is
5 years. I think she's a junior as well. 5th year playing varsity volleyball, and she's put up some tremendous numbers.
And then Kyla Lee, 500 career kills. These milestones, I'll tell you, we said it earlier, we have some of the best volleyball players and best soccer players in the mountains. And, I remember a time when soccer first got started here, there was very little interest. Now the fields are packed with families and their children participating in soccer. So congratulations to Kyla Lee for her milestone of 500 career kills.
Hey, Eugene, we also want to take a moment, encourage coaches. A lot of times we get this information from coaches. If it's not a parent or coach that sends us this information, we can't be at every game. We try. We're at a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But if you've got student athletes that's being recognized for an accomplishment, send it to us. We would love to share it on this broadcast because I think that's important. These young student athletes work hard, whether it's soccer, volleyball, football, basketball, whatever. They work really hard. They need to get this recognition.
I know
I
what
think
that
it's-
means. I mean, in my football career, I had like 6 touchdowns and 30 passes and everything, and I was not recognized. I mean,
I played football with him.
so
One other thing I'm going to, and I'm not being critical, okay, but sometimes we go to the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Rye-Herd's scoreboard, and if you don't put your students' stats on there, it's hard, for us to recognize them. Please put those stats on there, and I'll tell you another reason why they're important. You would be surprised how many small college coaches watch us, watch our games, so that they can see these players in action, because it's impossible for them to travel to every high school throughout the 14th, 15th, and 16th region. They watch our APSN, and they see these players, and that lets them know who to contact. And so I think it's important for you to put their stats down. I think it's important for for you to allow us to be at every game that we can be in, because we have had coaches tell us that they saw a certain player on our streaming and they want to know how to contact them. So it's very important. We provide, I love it that we provide a service for the families who live in Florida. We've had people from Florida watch their kids play, from Oklahoma. We even had someone that was out of in Canada that was watching one of their relatives play. So it's important. This is a good way for family to watch their relatives play that can never get home in time to see them play. Plus, it's also important that they might get some kind of money to go to college on.
Two other things. One thing I cannot stress enough: pictures.
Yes.
It takes
Sid
just
does
a minute.
pictures.
Yeah, it takes just a minute to snap a photo after the game if someone's had a great game. Because a lot of times, listen, we've got some great photographers, and I just mentioned 2 of the 20 what we work with. But a lot of times, a player can't get recognized because we can't find a photo of them. Right?
Where could parents send the pictures to you?
Put it to Messenger. Put it right to the APSN, Appalachian Prep Sports. Put it right on Messenger. That's the easiest way. That's on my phone. I check it daily. And the other thing, to go back to your comment about stats, we got a little bit late to set up one night, and a lady had already set her camera up and was from her phone and was filming the game. And I said, well, she said, well, I'm in your way. Let me move. And I said, no. That's you're fine. You're fine. And she said, well, we weren't putting our stats in. And we found out that's why our girls wasn't getting recognized. Well, we're going to make sure we do now. So the coach has this so they can upload it to Huddle. Mm-hmm. So it makes a difference. These students that have great seasons want to see their name out there. The Jade Fitzpatricks, the Kylie Kenners, the Miley Riddles, the Devin Maynards. If they don't have the stats, because we're not one of those organizations that, we like this individual. If the stats don't back it up, they don't get the award. I mean, it's not because who you are. It's because of what you're doing on the field, the court, whatever.
And that's why we have the Up Next. It's those people that it's